Hello again. I just got through doing the squash video, so if y'all are still hanging around the house, then you know we just visited a few minutes ago. But I'm not going to put all the each individual item on the same video, so we'll have a more of an encyclopedic of our videos. That's why I'm doing it this way. You know, I hate to waste anything, and I have these pie crusts that were going to get really old if I didn't use them. My sister had got them before her husband got sick, or at the same time, and said take those because I don't have time to use them. So I said, well, okay, I will take them and use them, and they're not ruined at all, but they're not the best. You know, they're still edible and all that, but they're hard. Sometimes when crusts get old like this, if you don't buy them fresh, they'll be hard to work with. So I thought, you know, what does everybody like that I can make here at this house, like we've got so many, but that y'all would enjoy, an easy recipe that's Texas tradition, that's southern, not much any more southern you can get than Blackberry Cobbler. So I'm going to take one crust and put in the bottom, but I'm taking two because I love the crust. And this is not going to show, but I'm going to tell you, it'll be heartwarming in that stomach. And I don't know if we have enough blackberries, but we're going to have enough to make something good. I'll just take that, let's just take one crust. If you want two, go ahead. And just put it in your skillet, your iron skillet. Now you need to fleck with a fork or a knife. We're going to bake this just on 350 just for 7-8 minutes. We put that in my little, now in convection oven, it's fine. You can do this in your convection oven. Let's say about 7 minutes. Oh, we'll try that in that little oven. Now, you know, I don't like baking breads and all that in the convection oven unless the heat's turned down, but this is just going to get that crust to going. So you'll have a crunchy bottom crust. That's why you're doing that, because if you put the ingredients all in that, it would come out like biscuit dough, kind of a biscuity dough. You don't want that. Okay. So after 7 minutes, we'll check that, and let's get the ingredients together. Okay, what I need, I've got my blueberries. I washed them. I'd say 2 bags of frozen blueberries, so I don't think that's gonna be enough. Be enough. I said blueberries. Yes, I did. These are blackberries. But what I was going to say is I've got the great value blueberries that I'm going to add some more to. They're so similar, and they'll still give the same outcome. I remember as a boy down on the Red River, we go to Blackberry Patch. There's still oodles of them down there. And everybody'd say, now Billy Jean, you wear your boots and you watch for those snakes and don't put your hands down in them bushes without looking first, because there might be an old copperhead laying there. Well, I'd get my little basket and I'd go pick a little bit of blackberries. And somebody got a little old piece of green water garden hose. They'd put a wire down in that thing, kind of put the end on it, and they knew the row that I was coming up, and they'd been doing it all afternoon or morning. Snake, snake, and they'd run, and I'd run, losing my little basket of blueberries. So I was just devastated, because I probably had about a handful of blackberries in my basket, because the sand was all over them. So I got down there, and they moved that green water hose, and that old thing come up at me. I just lost it. My whole basket went everywhere of my blackberries. And that's when I didn't like to go blackberry hunting anymore. And I've only been a few times, but I'm going to tell you, Blackberry Cobbler is what I grew up on. We didn't have blueberries. At that point, we had blackberries and peaches and Granny Smith apples, or red apples, probably. Not Granny Smith, probably. Well, yeah, we had some. And we had the garden. So, now, this is not going to be enough blackberries, so we're going to add just about 2 cups. Let me get these blueberries opened. Well, them are some fat blueberries, aren't they? Look, them are beautiful. Let's see, I think I better get a bigger bowl. I think I better get a bigger bowl, y'all. Now these I'm not going to rinse because I feel like they're clean enough. So let's do about 2 cups. Now with your 1 pie crust, 1 carton of blackberries should be enough. About 2 10 to 14 ounce cartons of blackberries. So, but I'm doing this because I'm putting in that extra crust and I want it to be really tasty. So that's why I'm doing it that way. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put my butter. Should be a little more melted than that. But it'll be all right. Let me get me a wooden spoon here. Just kind of, I'll probably have to get the big bowl, y'all. Oh Lord, here we go. Overdoing it. Here we are, overdoing it, Billie Jean. Okay. Then we'll just get the big bowl. That's all I can tell you. Just graduate up until you get the big bowl. There's nothing like a big bowl. Okay, we're just going to mix our butter around in that with that. I think we're going to put let's put about 1, probably about, this pure cane sugar, even a day in this humidity from all the rain. Wreaks havoc. So we'll put about 1. That's about a cup of sugar. I've got more, but I want to put the sweetener in just, so let's do about a third. So you'd want 1 1/3 cup of sugar. Now you really kind of have to, you can use sweetener in this, I imagine, the whole way. But that sugar crystallizes makes what makes it all good and fattening and sweet. But that little bit of 1/3 cup, cutting down just that much helps. I believe that, I really do. Now I'm going to add, let me get my measuring cup. Okay, I'm not going to take my cups out of the gel today. I'm just going to add about 1/4 cup of flour. Coat my berries still. You'll need that because that'll thicken. As that cooks down, that will thicken. Isn't that nice? Look at that. Got a sponge bowl, Roseville sponge bowl full of, got my grandmother's bowl, my sister gave me, sponge bowl full of blackberries for our cobbler. We got blackberries and blueberries. You want that kind of crumbled, you know what I'm saying? You want it kind of, since those were kind of frozen. They'll stick together, but you want that little bit of butter and stuff down in there. Okay, let me check our crust. I was just noticing, if y'all see, this is that homemade cranberry sauce. If mother, she loves chicken and dressing, she loves turkey and dressing, she loves dressings, but all year long she has to have, if I make it, any kind of dressing, she wants cranberry sauce. And it's good for her kidneys, and it's good. But I boil that cranberry sauce down. I put it in these Ziplocs. If I'm going to keep it a lot longer than 6 months, I'll go ahead and seal these in the Seal-A-Meal. But this is the cranberry sauce. Y'all need to do this, and you know what's going into your body, not out of those cans of cranberry sauce. That's exactly the same. Once I thaw that out, it's delicious, and it's not got all those byproducts in it. So check that recipe out. Okay, let's get well, the side of it kind of come down, Steve, because that's an older crust. But that's fine because it's the way we want it. Other than that, but I will take care of that. I promise you. So now what we're going to do, see, that's kind of thawed out pretty good there. Let's get us a restaurant spoon and just dip that. Get it off our spoons. Get it off our spoons. Now I'm going to go further on this side where that has worked its way down. I'm going to go ahead and, just so I can get this out of the bowl and into the skillet. Get all that goodness in there. See, if we hadn't have done those blueberries, it would have made probably enough. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show y'all something. Let's see, where's my, let me show y'all. Let me get a little, let me get some water, cold water. I'm going to go to the cold water section this time. It really doesn't matter. But I just want to wash my bowl down. Wash my bowl down. Get all that This is just something I do. If y'all want to, you can. If you don't, make notes, because I'm going to put the recipe into the comments or the main place. Let's set that over there for just a minute. We get this moved up here. Okay. So now, what I'm going to do, I don't have my flour board. That's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of this on that hot pan. Now that little bit of piece of that will not hurt that. Not hurt where that, because it's going to be dipped out anyway. It's not like we're going to cut it like a pie. So we're fine. And if your black iron skillet is seasoned well enough, you don't need grease or none of that in this. See, now that'll be just fine there. Okay, now we're going to spread this. Get my glove, my mitt, whatever it's called. Bring that to the edge. Squash it down. Squash all that down. Now that white you see in there is the flour and butter. If I had melted the butter all the way, you'd probably still seen some of the flour, so it's no, you want that flat as you can get. Flatten that out. It can go up over that other, it doesn't matter, it's all going to be so good you wouldn't care. I think that may have enough water in it, but I'm going to do what Granny did. She always put more water just because she said it bakes out, and that's what makes a good cobbler. So we'll see. I think since those berries were frozen, it would have been fine. See if you'll just let that go down to the bottom with that flour. That's going to all bake in together and thicken up. Okay. Now, since I had to cut that, I usually like to put a whole top on them. You know. I like to put the whole thing on them. But I've got one more. I've got another crust I could use. Always kind of twist and push on that. Let's see how this one comes out. I think we'll have enough. If we wanted to go lattice, we could, or if we didn't want to go lattice, we don't have to. Now, we'll just take a half, go around that edge, and I think we have got, let's fold that over, and then fold that over, and we'll go this way. This way. Okay. I'll just put them other pieces on there just for good measure, as I say. We're no Martha Stewart, like I say, but I bet it will be delicious. Delicious. Okay, now, one thing we are going to do is put we want to get some more butter pieces. Okay, so let's just cut some butter pieces. And disperse them. I put them on my little folds. Like that. Now, while I've got my sugar out here, y'all can help me fill the sugar bowl. What's that little? I chipped the bottom of that. I chipped that last week. I was getting a knife and I hit that and it knocked a piece of that off. Okay. Let me get a different restaurant spoon. And just shake. Good, that's all you do, y'all. That's it. That thing is ready to go in the oven. Clean up your pan. Now we can't let anybody know we've got this because there'll be people breaking in the house to get this. We'll bake this, to get this is what I meant. We'll bake this about 45 minutes on 375. Now we're going to do this in the convection oven, and it's a cobbler, so we're going to try it, but I'm going to try this new little convection oven. But usually convection you can do pies and like cobblers, not. We're going to see. Let's turn it on. Shut the door, Billie Jean. Let's turn that up to 375. And let's do, being convection, it says 45 minutes. So I'm going to do 30 minutes at, instead of 375, I'm going to do it at 365. I usually take off about 10. And then we'll check it, because you just have to check it, and that's all you need to do. Okay, I'm going to get this stuff all cleaned up. Now y'all remember, when you go to the store to get your ingredients to make your Blackberry Cobbler, do not forget to get vanilla ice cream. You cannot eat Blackberry Cobbler in the South without vanilla ice cream. So don't forget that. I'll be back in a little bit. This afternoon, I'm going to get me a drink. Of course, you know, mine and Granny Pat's favorite. Cheers, we gotta have our Dr. Pepper. I've not tried to drink so many of them, but some days it's really hot, y'all. Got the air conditioner on, but it's running. It's just humid from all those storms and rain that we've had. Oh, that's good, y'all. That is so good. You can tell when it burns your throat, it's so good. We've only got 11 more minutes on our pie. And then we'll take it out of the oven and see what damage we've done. Oh my gosh, this kitchen smells amazing. It smells like the old farm kitchen. I remember when my grandmother and my mother would bake pies and cobblers, and I'd come home from school and I knew something was a cooking. You could really smell it just even outside. It's gotten so hot in here today, I had to let 2 of the cats in the house because I was afraid they'd have a cat heat stroke. So that's what I'm doing. Have y'all ever bought this Bluebell no sugar added reduced fat ice cream country vanilla? I'm gonna tell you, I like this ice cream not just because I need to watch my sugar, but I like it because it's more creamy and better than the other. So I've set that out so we could put it on that cobbler. Remember we did our squash earlier. Those are cooling. We'll have those this weekend with probably some salmon croquettes or green beans or whatever we decide. Let me get our cobbler out. It's got 2 minutes, but it sure looks nice. Let me look. Oh, y'all. You're not gonna believe this. Look here. Look at that. It's still bubbling. Look at that cobbler. Now I'm gonna tell you what. Hear that rattling, crackling? So we can, like we did in the school, see how that's crusty? Got crusty. That's gotten thick. Let that cool down. Let that cool down a little bit. I'm gonna tell y'all what. That's some blackberry goodness right there. Now I know y'all wish y'all were here to eat with us today. That's why I said we had to keep it a secret. People would break in the house to get some of this. I don't know if y'all ever have dinner parties or anything, and we don't have them very often. But used to, what I would do is I would take different cups from my service, and I would put the Blackberry Cobbler, the ice cream, on different cups in each cup, whether it be fruit or you do. I always just did a cobbler. And then I'd put my ice cream or whipped cream if I didn't have ice cream, and I would make several of these and set them all along the table. Now if I was having a sit-down dinner, look at this, if I was having a sit-down dinner, I would pick this. This is the Haviland oak leaf pattern, and I would put my Blackberry Cobbler and ice cream and a few blackberries on top, and sometimes I would layer small pieces of crust or cookies that I had made that would accent the southern flair, like a sugar cookie, shortbread cookies, and that gives your guests, they can eat as much as they want or they can eat as less as they want. But it turns out it makes a lovely way to present your dessert, especially if it's an old cast iron skillet. Now I've got the little cast iron skillets and you can serve in them. But if you go to Goodwill and stuff, you can pick up different, because I've got sets of china, just, I don't know how many, a lot. And then I've got all my Waterford that I've collected over the years. And I use the Waterford glasses or the tumblers. I put fruit salad and whipped cream. Forever, I didn't use these. I would not use these unless it's a big dinner party. Now we use them every day because they've just gotten so cheap to buy if I break them. Used to, they were very expensive. But, so now, I'm going to let that cool just a minute, and I'm going to dish it up and show you what it looks like inside. A lot of times if I'm going to serve out of my black iron skillet, I use my false grout dishes. I have them in the blue and I have them in the brown. And I like the ones with the handle. So that's what we're going to use, is the ones with the handle. Give you an idea. It's still hot, so this is going to be more juicy, but I can't wait. I've got to have some pie. I've just got to. I'm exhausted and I'm hungry for some pie. So let's just cut down into our, oh, it's juicy. But I'm going to tell you what, it's going to be good. That's going to be good, y'all. Now, if I was serving this, this is the way I would do it. Always get all the, you know me, I just got to get everything done. So that's the way. That'd be a good dessert. If you didn't have ice cream, you could maybe take your little, this with a little powdered sugar, put it on it, or whipped cream. But since we, you know me, I said we're gonna have, oh, that's juicy, that's the way I like it. Now, if you want to have it a more solid pie, which I really don't care for, you can add about a tablespoon, well, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to your berries. Okay. Yeah. There we go. There we go, y'all. There is our blackberry cobbler and ice cream. And you know, that's what they say. The South knows how to have dessert. I really wish y'all were here to eat with us, because it's going to be good. Have a good weekend. God bless you all. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.